Okay, today we shall solve the questions based on the chapter Mechanical Properties of Solids. First one, the question is like this: the stress strain curve are drawn from different materials X and Y. It is observed that the ultimate strength point and fracture point are close to each other for material X, but are far apart for the material Y. So we can say that the materials X and Y are likely to be. So we have to choose the right option among 4 options. So first go through 4 options, and after that only try to analyze the right answer. So when we observe all these 4 options, the stress strain curve are drawn for different materials, and those materials and X and Y. It is observed that the ultimate strength point and fracture point are close to each other for materials X, but are far apart for materials Y. So we can say that X and Y are likely to be brittle and ductile. So therefore, this one is the right answer. Second one. A wire of length LR, cross section A is hanging from fixed support. Length of the wire changes to L1 when mass M is suspended from its tree, and expression for Young's modulus is. So among 4 options, we have to choose the related one. So as we know, initial length, let us consider L, and area of cross section A. New length after mass M is suspended on the wire, that is L, and change in length is given by delta L is equal to L1 minus of L, and we know Young's modulus is given by stress divided by strain, so that's equal to force divided by area into L divided by delta L, and force is substituted as mg and area is kept as it is into L divided by delta L. Or you can write this one as mgl divided by area into L1 minus of L. This delta L is substituted as L1 minus of L. And energy stored in the wire is given by half stress into strain into volume. So that is given, or it is substituted as half into mg divided by A into 1 by L into area into L. So that's equal to half mgl we are getting. So here, so this it become little bit wrong it is. So here for second one, so we are solving like this. So Young's modulus is given by force by area into L divided by delta L. So then we are substituting mg divided by area into L divided by delta L, or you can write this one as mgl divided by area into L1 minus of L. So therefore, for second one, this one is the right answer. Third one, when a block of mass M is suspended by a long wire of length L, length of the wire become L plus of L. Elastic potential energy is. 4 options they have given. And here same stress formula we are using. Stress is equal to force by area. Force is substituted as mg divided by area, or strain is equal to change in length to the original length, or you can write that one as L plus of L minus of L divided by L. Capital L plus L minus L get cancelled. So we are getting 1 by L. So energy stored U is equal to half stress into strain into volume is the formula. So substitute the mathematical formula. Stress is equal to mc divided by A, strain is equal to 1 by L into volume is area into length. After simplification, we are getting half mc into L. So for third one, this one is the right answer. Fourth one, two wires are made of same materials, have same value. First wire has cross-sectional area and second has the cross-sectional area 3A. If length of first wire is increased by delta L, applying force F, how much force is needed to stress the second wire? Fourth one we are solving. So we know Young's modulus is given by FL divided by area into delta L. Since initial volume of wire are same and their areas of cross-section are A and 3A, therefore length are 3L and L we are taking. For first wire, so delta L is equal to F divided by area into Young's modulus into 3 times of L. And for second wire, let F dash be the applied force, then F dash is equal to 3 times of area is equal to Young's modulus of delta L divided by L. So here this is second equation and this is first equation. So from equation 1 and 2, F divided by area into Young's modulus into 3L is equal to F dash divided by 3A into Young's modulus into L. So after simplification, we are getting F dash is equal to 9 times of F. Therefore, for fourth one, eighth one is the right answer. Fifth one, the bulk modulus of spherical object B, if it is subjected to uniform pressure P, the fractional decrease in radius is. 4 options they have given. Go through all the 4 options. We know bulk modulus is given by B is equal to minus P into V divided by delta V. So consider this one as equation 1. And volume of the spherical object of radius R is given by V is equal to 4 by 3 pi R cube. And change in volume is given by 4 by 3 pi 3 R square into delta R, or V divided by delta V is equal to 4 by 3 pi R cube divided by 4 by 3 pi 3 R square into delta R. Or you can write this one as minus of V divided by delta V is equal to minus of R divided by 3 times of delta R. So put the value of equation 1. So we are getting bulk modulus is equal to minus PR divided by 3 times of delta R. So therefore fractional decrease in radius is given by minus of delta R divided by R is equal to P times P divided by 3 into B. So therefore for fifth one, C1 is the right answer. Sixth one, Young's modulus of steel is twice that of brass. 2 wires of same length and same area of cross section, one of steel and another of brass, suspended from same roof. If we want to lower ends of the wire to be at the same level, then weight added to the steel and brass must be in the ratio of. We have to choose the right answers among 4. So for sixth one, so L and A be the L means length, A is the area of cross section of each wire. In order to have the lower end of the wire to be at the same level, so let WS and W be added to the steel and brass wire according to definition of Young's modulus. We can possible to draw like this. So this is the weight of steel and this is weight of brass. L and area, length, L means length, is the area of cross section. This is for steel and this is for brass wire. And this is calculated as delta LS is equal to WSL divided by Young's modulus of steel into area. And that of brass is delta LB is equal to WB into L divided by Young's modulus of brass into area. So here, but delta LS is equal to delta LB. So therefore, WS into L divided by Young's modulus of steel into area is equal to WB divided by Young's modulus of brass into area. Or you can write this one as WS divided by WB is equal to Young's modulus of steel divided by Young's modulus of brass. So Young's modulus of steel divided by Young's modulus of brass is 2. Therefore, WS by WB is equal to 2 by 1. Or you can write this one as 2 is to 1. So therefore, for sixth one, this one is the right answer. Seventh one, the approximate depth of ocean is 2,700 meters. Compressibility of water is 45.4 into 10 to the power of minus 11 per Pascal. Density of water is 10 to the power of 3 kg per meter. What is the fractional compression of water will be obtained at the bottom of the ocean? So seventh one, we shall see. Depth they have given, depth of ocean 2,700 meter, density rho is equal to, for water it is 10 to the power of 3 kg per meter, compressibility K value 45.4 into 10 to the power of minus 11 per Pascal. Change in volume to the original volume we have to calculate. Pressure at the bottom, delta P is equal to rho G into D. So that's equal to 10 to the power of 3 into 10 into 2,700. So already known values are substituted, and after simplification we are getting 27 into 10 to the power of 6 Pascal. So we know bulk modulus is given by delta P divided by change in volume to the original volume, or change in volume to the original volume equal to delta P divided by B, or you can write this one as K into delta P, because K is equal to reciprocal, compressibility is nothing but reciprocal of bulk modulus. So substitute all the values, 45.4 into 10 to the power of minus 11 into 27 into 10 to the power of 6 is equal to 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 2 we are getting. Therefore, for seventh one, eighth one is the right answer. Eighth one. Copper of fixed volume V is drawn into a wire of length L. When this wire is subjected to a constant force, the extension produced in the wire is delta L. Which of the following graph is a straight line? So 4 options they have given. Among 4 options, we have to choose the right one. So we know V is equal to A into L. A is the area of cross section of the wire. Let us consider this one as equation 1. According to Young's modulus, force by area divided by change in length to the original length, that's equal to FL divided by area into delta L. Or you can write this one as delta L is equal to FL divided by Young's modulus into area, or FL square divided by Young's modulus into V. So using equation 1, delta L is directly proportional to L square. Hence, graph between delta L and S is a straight line. Therefore, for 8th one, this one is the right answer. 9th one, the following 4 wires are made of same material. Which of the following has highest extension when same tension is applied? So ninth one is calculated by using formula Young's modulus Y is equal to FL divided by area into delta L. That's equal to 4FL divided by pi d square into delta L, or delta L is equal to 4FL divided by pi d square into Young's modulus. F is the force applied, L is the length, D is the diameter, delta L is the extension of wire. As each wire is made up of same material, therefore Young's modulus is same for each wire. That is given by delta L is directly proportional to L divided by D square. For first case, for first option, L divided by D square is equal to 200 divided by 0.2 whole square. So we are getting this one as 5 into 10 to the power of 3 per centimeter. For Bth option, 300 divided by 0.3 whole square, that's equal to 3.3 into 10 to the power of 3 per centimeter. For third option, 50 divided by 0.05 whole square. So that is 20 into 10 to the power of 3 per centimeter. For fourth option, 100 divided by 0.1 whole square is equal to 10 into 10 to the power of 3 per centimeter. So delta L is maximum in C. So therefore, for ninth one, C one is the right answer. Next, 10th one. If the ratio of diameter, length and Young's modulus of steel and copper wire that is already shown in the diagram, rho, PQS respectively, corresponding ratio of increase in their length would be. So from the diagram, by using Young's modulus equation, Y is equal to FL divided by A into delta L, or that is equal to 4FL divided by pi d square into delta L, or delta L is equal to 4FL divided by pi d square into Young's modulus, or delta LS divided by delta LC is equal to FS LS DC square YC divided by FC LC DS square into Young's modulus of steel. So here S and C are the subscripts. C refers to copper and S means steel. So therefore, Fs is equal to 5 plus of 2 grams, that is equal to 7 milligrams, and Fc is equal to 5 milligram. Therefore, Ls divided by Lc is equal to Q. ds divided by dc is equal to P. Ys divided by Yc is equal to S. Therefore, delta Ls divided by delta Lc is equal to 7 by 5 into Q, 1 by P whole square into 1 by S. After simplification, we are getting 7Q divided by 5P square into S. So for 10th one, Bth one is the right answer.